Welcome to this week's CWL Discord Weekly. Let's see what the CWL Superstars were up to this week as we get ready for the latest edition of Vindication and Nemesis. Griteri was rushed to the hospital after Pistolero's attack this week. Doctors are yet to comment on his status, and it is unknown if he will even make it to Endgame. Lucas Button is putting this past loss to Austin Wolf behind him. He is full focusing on winning the Redacted Battle Royal. If anyone was going to be a dark horse pick, it might just be Lucas. Zistro Horror is tired of having nightmares about his previous failures. He says he needs to get redemption for himself at Endgame. Can Zistro finally shake the nearly man stigma around him? At Endgame, he says he'll do whatever it takes. Jasper Starr reflected this week on his accomplishments and lack thereof in CWL. He says that Endgame is the show of the Crimson Dragons, and by winning the Redacted Battle Royal, he'll prove that he is the star that he says he is. Cassidy Clark attempted to apologize to her friend Selena Adams after their old past was brought up. Cassidy seemed to truthfully be remorseful, but couldn't seem to get through to her. We've been told she's asked for Selena to meet her in the ring this Sunday, claiming to have a message to give her. Alex Clark talked a bit to his Instagram livestream about the upcoming 6-man tag match at Endgame. While he hasn't divulged who his tag team partner will be, rumors have been rampant. One name that's been thrown out is Genesis standout Casey Warzone. Time will only tell who it will be. Jesse Anderson taunted Callie Kaplan after her loss to Adisa backstage. This led to an altercation between the two, and Callie Kaplan accepting their challenge for Nemesis and leaving Jesse Anderson unconscious on the floor. It looks like Callie Kaplan has finally snapped. Dr. Wrestling Jr. has sent letters out to his friends all over the world looking for a tag partner. The good doctor has lots of friends, and perhaps an Order reunion could be a possibility. Eli Evans took his time to gloat on his win over Bryan. While rubbing salt in the wound, he claimed that the backroom dealings in Anarchy Inc. aren't all too different. You've got to feel backroom dealings are starting to get in the heads of Anarchy Inc. Alex Mercer claimed that there was no chicanery afoot in the match between Jada King and Cassidy Clark. Regardless of the alleged interference, he says that Jada King has scratched and clawed her way to get to the top, and that she wouldn't stay down for long. Selena Adams had a lot to say about Alex Mercer saying that Jada King scratched and climbed to the top. Citing her past experiences in the CWL, she said that Jada King was privileged to be where she was today, and that at Endgame, either Selena or Scout would be leaving with that title. Jacob Nitro had one last message for the backroom dealings. He blew up their trailer and said that he was coming for them. With his suspension now up, backroom dealings need to watch their backs. Aldo Shaw had one message for Jacob Nitro: fear the Aussie necktie. These two will be in action in Nemesis, and we'll see if Nitro does indeed heed this warning. Chris Edwards has accepted the match against Cairo, but it appears he wants their lawyers to discuss some terms for the match. We hope to hear more about a possible stipulation sooner rather than later. John Spartacus took some time to reflect on his career in CWL. At Endgame, he walks away from it all, and in his own words, he doesn't want to go. Bryan seems to have become a tad unhinged after his 4th straight loss. Could we be close to seeing him snap? Golden Mask is tired of Jacob Nitro getting in his business as well as all of Anarchy Inc. He wants to end this at Endgame in a straight-up fight between Anarchy Inc. and backroom dealings. Let's hear what he had to say.
Jake, you really don't know where the line is, do you? You had your chance to sort things out with me in the ring, but you just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. You pushed so hard that you lost your shot, leaving Bryan to get Frank to cover for you. And I'll admit, I didn't exactly play fair when it came to that match, but I work within the rules. And if they gave me the opportunity for an advantage, I'll take it. But seeing your friends get hurt by my brothers wasn't enough to get you to back down. You just had to take things further. So you saw something of mine and decided to take it away. And you did it in the unmistakable way that only you can really pull off. You did it like a coward. You may think you're defending Carrie's honor, but all you've done is show her how much of an embarrassment you are. How scared of me you are. So scared that you can't risk facing me man to man. You keep this up, and you won't need to defend her honor, because she won't be waiting at home for you anymore. She'll find someone who actually deserves her. So in 2 weeks at Endgame, this is over. No more sneaking about. No more games. It'll be you and your boys against me and mine. No crazy stipulations, no gimmicks, just a straight fight. And when we put you down like the rabid dog that you are, when Carrie sees that I was right about you all along, this stops once and for all. But before then, Frank, I get that you're trying your hardest, holding on to relevancy by clinging onto Brian's coattails. But you really should have just kept out of our way. You stuck your nose in during our debut, and now you've done the same between me and Jake. So this week, I'll be waiting for you in the ring. Let's see if you dare come out and take the beating you deserve. This week, and at Endgame, I will have my retribution. I will have justice.
Jay Scott took his time to celebrate his victory over the #1 contender Connor Gates and asked him to join him in the ring on Nemesis this week. George Callop promised that in Season 5, he was going to force people to take notice, and at the end of the day, he will become the best there is. TJ Black reflected on last year's loss to Alex Perez. He says that he's grown over the past year into the best wrestler in the world, whereas Alex Perez isn't even the same man anymore. Liza Horror said that while she had a rough start on Nemesis this season, next season she promises to win gold. She'll be keeping her eyes on the Endgame, both to cheer on Zistro and to scout the competition. Samuel Black proclaimed that the Dark Breed was going to take over the CWL and that soon everyone would be under them. Their current targets for indoctrination appear to be the War Boys, but they are still laser focused on the broken standard at Endgame. Thank you for joining us on this week's edition of CWL Discord Weekly. Don't forget to hit that follow button on Twitch to get notified when we go live, and hit that like button and subscribe on YouTube as well to stay up to date on everything that happens in the CWL universe. Have a great night, everyone.